We are raising machines on metaphors, worried they will replace us while teaching them how. Ones and zeros, now X's and O's, a wink from a chat box made you smile. Each click, one step closer to succession, the new obsession and our possessions rolled into a single, reliable robot. With 8 billion personalities, what could possibly go wrong? Teaching tomorrow how we need to be trained, then fueling the fire of our fear. Remember what you hold dear. This path of digital breadcrumbs we hoped would help us find our way out of the human condition may be a shortcut to the road to perdition, but the human attrition will not be natural. Here, at the intersection of data and dreamers, while we put our fate into the hands of the streamers, accidental android immortality. Let's pause. There is no secret. We are the code, writing ourselves into unknown territory, led by leaders we have chosen, ones who talk but have never really spoken unless they had nothing to say. Maybe today is the day. Realize we are training the next generation with our thumbs. And no, you aren't the one, but we are. Technology does not need to go away. It is here to stay, but we also have a say in what gets our attention. We friend those across the planet, but we don't know the name of the guy across the street. Searching for validation in hearts and thumbs up, and so many of us feel down. Technology, sales, and depression meds rising together. Sometimes smartphones help us make dumb decisions. Calculated triggers designed to mess with our minds, keep us looking, scrolling, buying, trying to feel better. Sadly, scammers and spammers smiling all the way to the bank, having nobody else but us to thank. We need each other. Face-to-face time. Everyone deserves to be seen, much better in person than on a screen. Because if I am so busy looking down, my back is turned to everything of importance. The trees, the skies, the hurt in your eyes. Let us pause once again. Let's raise the villages of women and men and children. If we can plant brain chips in humans to control the machines, what more could we solve if we just chose to see one another? Our daily bread, a place to lay our head. It just really wouldn't be that hard to save the world. So I do believe we can do it. Is it possible? Absolutely. Is it probable? It's doubtful. But good morning. So our one easy step, think about this. If every single person on the planet took care of just one other person, everybody on the planet would be taken care of. Easy, right? Thank you for coming. Good night. Glad y'all showed up. Problem solved. I mean, if it could work, it would be great. It is possible. But then as soon as we hear that, we're like, yeah, but what about the babies? What about the people in the villages? What about the homeless people? All the people that can't figure into this equation, or can it? The babies, there's only 1% of the planet that's babies. Okay, there's only like 25% that's under the age of 15. That means there's all the rest of us that can do that job, taking care of one other person. But our when we think about it, we're like, well, that can never work. But that's based on assumptions, right? You're assuming what is cared for. You're thinking, okay, well, the whole planet needs to be, the problems need to be solved, and that would care for our planet. But is that true? Just think about it. It doesn't have to be, I'm not going to give you $1 million and then you can go buy whatever you need, or that. It does cared for. What is cared for? How can I care for you? How can I care for you? I can see you. I can see, if I'm looking in your eyes, I can see you hurt. And what about the homeless people? Everybody's like, well, homeless people, you know, you couldn't solve that problem. I don't think we can solve, I can't solve the homeless issue of this planet. It's sad, but I know the planet can solve this problem. And you've all heard the story. Michael and I talked about this on the way here today. Everybody has heard this from somebody, I am certain. So everybody knows one person that's homeless that said that they want to be on the street. Haven't you all heard that? I mean, I've heard that. I can guarantee you there isn't a person on the street that really wants to be on the street. It's 100 degrees outside. Did they make a choice? Yes. Circumstances may have brought them to that. Belief has kept them there. Their belief and ours. So our belief about that story is one of the things that I'm referring to about assumptions. We assume that, well, if you're there, you must have chosen that. But think about the bad decisions you've made. There's a saying, I can't remember, I've heard one, we're all 1, 2, or 3 decisions away from being on the street. That's a pretty daunting thought, but it's true. So if somebody got themselves there, if somebody is addicted to whatever they're addicted to, and if they're on the street and somebody says, hey, do you want to get off? Their addiction may say it's impossible. But do you really think if we offered a home and air conditioning to somebody that was, you know, on the street, I don't believe that there's anybody that would choose that over and over again. Their belief might choose it. And our beliefs are going to reinforce that. But it doesn't have to be. I drive to work. I go down 10 and then I get off on Commerce downtown. And there's an intersection, I forget the streets, right before the bridge goes over the railroad tracks. It's a very popular spot for people to ask for help. Sometimes they ask aggressively. And the other day I was sitting there, and I always will acknowledge them. I always try to have something, but this morning I didn't have anything. I didn't have any change or anything. And this guy was knocking on my window, so I rolled down the window. I said, I don't have anything. And he said, you have something? I said, I don't. I said, I really don't. I don't have any food. I don't have any change. I've got nothing. And there was another guy walking right across the street who was eating a sandwich that looked pretty sad. It didn't even look like a good sandwich, but it was about a half a sandwich, and he was eating. And he saw the guy at my window, so he walks over to that guy. He tears off a piece of that sandwich and hands it to the guy that's at my window. And that guy takes the sandwich. The guy with the original sandwich walks off, and the guy that was knocking on my window walked off too. And I thought, you see, he just solved a problem. All he did was give him half of a crummy sandwich, and for 1 minute, the planet was at peace in their world. We don't have to solve all of the issues, but we can solve that one. That guy with a half a bad sandwich, he had something to eat, and he shared his half a sandwich, and away they went. And it really affected me to see that. I thought, well, that didn't take much. And the guy with the half a sandwich, I'm sure he didn't have anything either. And he didn't say a word. He just walked over and handed him that bread, and they both walked off. That's powerful. Okay, so then the other argument, the villages, like let's say remote villages. Well, I would almost bet that most of the villages that are remote, that are left on the planet, they're already living in community. They have already they're designed to help one another just by virtue of what they're doing. They're living in that community. They are living what we would love to say that we do, helping each other. But if you're in a village and there's one goat and there's one, what place to get water, you're already helping that situation. The homeless guy, the baby that got fed and stopped crying, the village that helped one other person or helped the village next to them. If we can have a moment of peace, we are raising the vibration of the planet. That's good for everybody. If a baby stops crying, what does a parent do? They are at peace. It's like, finally. That happens. So why do we insist that we have to save the world? We can save the world. If I save myself, then everybody attached to me will have a piece of peace. People that are against religions, and I'm not speaking about, in every situation I've spoken about, there's bad things that happen. There's bad things in different churches that have happened. I don't try to say that that isn't true, but for the most part, right now on this planet, there are many, or at least in the United States, right now on Sunday, there are many, 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 many holy places being gathered for 1 hour. That means for 1 hour, all those people are just taking a break for a minute from all the problems that we are all dealing with. Everything online that our phones tell us is bad, everything on the news that we hear that is wrong. But maybe on Sunday when people are gathered here in Circle, I know for sure, and everywhere that they're gathered, there's a moment of peace. There's a moment where everybody can just put their things down for a minute. You can just put things to rest for just a moment. Listen to some great music. Sit next to somebody that really does get you, or at the very minimum, sees you. Does it take that much to ask, how can I serve you today? What do you need from me today? How can I help you? It's pretty simple. It's a pretty simple recipe for starting to save the world. Caring for one another, caring for one another. What is caring? To protect, to feed, to clap, to clothe, to house somebody, to feel affection for somebody. If I care for you, love. What is love? Willed caring. I am choosing. I choose to care for you. It doesn't mean it's going to be perfect. Love isn't perfect, but it's a lot easier for me. If I love you, I am not, more than likely, I'm not going to harm you. Care for one another. That's how we save this planet. We don't have to save. We don't have to fix every single problem. But I'm telling you, if you're in a good mood, if I'm in a good place, I can do a whole lot better at doing anything if I feel good. If somebody greets you in the morning and says, Dang, Chris, you look good today. Automatically, your heart is lighter. Didn't take anything for me. Now he leaves the house and he's feeling a little bit lighter, so somebody comes across his path, and it's just a ripple effect. As much as we've done this with technology and bad news, we can do it with good news. Let's save the world. It doesn't take that much. Honestly, it really doesn't take that much. Yes, it's ridiculous to think about that, but it's also ridiculous to not think about it. We're here for such a short time. Everybody wants to enjoy this. Everybody wants to be somebody. Everybody wants to matter. And it doesn't take much for us to let somebody know you matter. You matter. You make a difference being here. Thank you for being here. Thank you, kids. And look at these beautiful children and they have these dolls, and they're caring for those dolls. It's wonderful. Their hearts are open. Their hearts are being kind and tender. And they're sitting next to their parents, and they're sitting next to each other, raising the vibration of this planet with a doll. But it doesn't not matter. It matters. What they're doing matters. And they're learning how to care for each other by caring for those dolls. So thank you, kids, for being here and doing that today. You're showing us what we need to do for each other. Right? Yeah. So we need to do that. We need to care for each other. Every one of us has a minute in a day. We all say everybody's too busy. But you can't go anywhere without somebody buried in a phone. That's just the truth. It is who we have become, but we don't have to stay there. And we can take a minute out of our day to make an effort to walk up to somebody and see them. Nobody wants to see the guy on the street, but look at him. Look at them and realize, what if that was me? I think about this all the time. Where I'm a kid, I think, what if I was there, would somebody walk over and give me part of a sandwich? I would hope so. So I'm going to give them part of my sandwich. I try to carry water or something. It doesn't take a lot. It doesn't take a lot for us to save this world. So care for yourself first. Put the oxygen mask on yourself first. It's the way it has to be. And then put it on somebody else. And if you see somebody struggle trying to put theirs on, help them. Help them. This is how we save the world. By saving ourselves, by saving our animals, by saving each other, taking care of the planet. We can do this. It just doesn't take much to save the world. So right now, I want you guys to, everybody put your feet on the floor. You can place them. And let's just take a deep breath and just try to let go of all the things that you're thinking right now. Close your eyes or keep them open, but think about, how can you save the world today? What can I do? Maybe even before you leave here, you can ask somebody here, how can I help you today? How could I serve you today? What do you need from me today? This is what it's going to take for us to actually save this world. You can feel it in your heart. Everybody just wants to matter. Let's try to make one other person today feel like they matter. And if there is absolutely nothing you feel like you can do of importance. Feel love. Feel love for yourself. Let it grow in your heart. Ask yourself, what do I need today? What do I need? And if there's a way you can ask somebody what you need, do that. But if you can't, maybe somebody else here can radiate love to everybody in this room, and then out from there, this is what it's going to take to save the world. So today, just take 1 minute, 2 minutes of your time today to care for yourself, and then to try to ask somebody else, how can I care for you? And this is how we're going to save the world. So come back here now and just turn to somebody and look them in the eye and smile at them. Thank you.